Hello YouTube, this is Thompson OX737 bringing you another video, update number 3 for the 2020 base model airport. Just to go over a few things in this update. This is, like I say, 2020 based, and to give you a bit of a time period, it's kind of based on what would have been in sort of like a May-June kind of period. So if it wasn't for the pandemic that is COVID-19 across the world, this generally would be the kind of general operations. You could maybe argue it's based on maybe from 2019, maybe last summer, because the schedules are taken from the 2019 summer schedules, and generally you could probably get away with saying yes, most things are based in 2019. But again, you know, I'm kind of trying to work with a kind of modernised era in the best way possible, with a few exceptions, as you may have seen in previous updates so far. Also, as we go into 2021, if things do start to pick up, I will revise my models and schedules and kind of everything about this airport on what is currently active in the real world. Again, when I say currently, that will be adhere to the time frame in 2021, and again we'll adhere to the 2021 summer schedules. In terms of winter schedules, I'm not going to look into going into all that, because honestly, it just gets confusing, and generally these updates are a bit mixed. Some time periods are busier than others, and generally in winter things do go very quiet, certainly for the commercial side of things, passenger side of things at certain airports. So I don't really go into that, because generally I think updates will be very, very quiet. So we are just going to focus solely on summer schedules. So obviously this update is a bit of a smaller update. To give you an idea, the original time that was randomised was 11 o'clock, but there was not much happening at all around about that time. So I moved towards a time of 12 and 1 o'clock. So this is roughly around about 1:30, 20 to 1 in the afternoon kind of setting, which is based on a Tuesday afternoon. Again, not much happening. We do have a bit of a special visitor as well, which I thought I'd include. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second as we progress through the video. So starting off in the view of the camera, we have the TUI 737-800 GTAWF operating as BY3255 inbound from Rias. We'll be heading out as BY3244 to Tenerife South. Again, we are going to be rotating this with the 757. Obviously this was already featured in the first update, this particular model, but I will also be including the Thomson Airways 737-800s, which is FDZE and GTAWL, just to add a little bit more variation. Obviously the only thing that will be different is the actual titles. Rather than TUI, I'd just say Thomson instead, and I think it adheres nicely to the setting. Again, it's not 100% up to date, but we are again making a couple of exceptions, as I said. Moving across, again the ramp is not that busy at all. We have these two 757s. So in the foreground we have an Icelandair 757-200. This is operating as FI 440 and 441 outbound. Obviously from and to Reykjavik in Iceland. Registration TF-FIV in this case. Again, the amount of Icelandair models we've had in the recent years, you know, really good rotation purposes for this particular schedule. So again, if we do land on this particular update again or setting, you'll probably see another Icelandair feature alongside this one. On the taxiway we have a DHL UK 757-200 taxiing in. This is operating as BCS 6892 from Leipzig and will be later on heading out as BCS 1443 to Amsterdam. Now this is the daily sort of schedule that is in pretty much most of the day. It comes in sort of early afternoon, and then doesn't go out till 6 p.m. at night, or in the evening, should I say. Again, a common schedule with DHL being based, so again a particular model that you'll probably see quite a fair little bit, to be fair, in these particular updates. And just scanning the runway, we have a little Air Ops vehicle, just checking for any FOD on the runway or any thing that might need repairing, such, just after the DHL had vacated. So moving on, and straight away you can see the highlight of the update. So we'll start off with the DHL 767 actually. So this is operating as DHK 114 from Leipzig, and this is heading out to as DHK 972 to Cincinnati, which is a GDHLE. Again, a common site of this airport, GDHLE, is in not every day of the week, but quite a few times during the week on a long turnaround process. Comes in at 4 o'clock in the morning and doesn't depart until 2300 at night. So obviously during the day, this probably will be a common visitor. It would be cool if I know Phoenix did DHLG, which also does feature in these updates in the evening time at some point, I believe. It would be nice if we did have another registration for a DHL 767 though, in my opinion. But moving on again to the highlight of the update. A recent addition in my collection, before the last update number 2, I think it arrived probably like a couple of days before, but with how busy the cargo schedules were, didn't really have space to utilise this particular model, but I thought, you know what, we'll include it in the next update. And just so you know, basically what I've been going on about at the start of the video, this particular model is no longer in the Panalpina colours. It's the only one they had, at least from Atlas Air. The actual aircraft in real life is now in full Atlas Air colours, according to what I've seen online. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, I don't know if Panalpina, the actual company itself, has gone under, I'm not sure, but I know they've laid off a lot of people and the lease of the aircraft has ended. I think it was around about July 2020 that happened. Which is why I'm kind of highlighting the fact these updates are kind of based sort of May, kind of like a May-June kind of period. So I just thought it'd be a nice addition. This is operating as GTI 607 on both inbound and outbound. So it came in from Huntsville in the US. We'll be heading out to Luxembourg. Registration is November 850 GT. And again, I did pay a little bit for this particular model, more than maybe I would have hoped, but I kind of thought I'd be kicking myself if I don't get it. And then after I bought it, I realised it was no longer kind of active in these colours, but I'm very happy to feature in this update. I think it's a really nice model, obviously one of a kind in the real world, or was one of a kind in the real world. Again, the only one they had in the Panalpina colours. And as you can see, we've got a few like GSE cargo. Just zoom in slightly just so you can see a little bit more. So at the back, Spirit of Panalpina. Obviously registration as well, and then Panalpina on 6 continents, and then at the front there I believe it probably says operated by Atlas Air Incorporated, possibly, I think. Zoom out again. Obviously again, if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook. More pictures of this model will probably feature, and I'll probably do like a bit of a scenario of it actually coming in as well once we've done the video. I just wanted to do a little bit of a kind of review as well, so to speak. So I'm just going to kind of zoom out slightly. Well, I'll say slightly, quite a bit. Just kind of zoom in again on this section. So the cargo sort of accessories that you could see with the GTI, with the Panalpina 747-8F, features some of the Fantasy Wings accessories, cargo accessories they've recently been doing, and I've actually got 4 packs of them. I probably don't really need 4 packs, but I kind of thought they do look really good. I do like them a lot, and I just kind of wanted to do like a mini review, so I don't want to go into too much detail. So these are the accessories that I'm on about. So as you can see, Fantasy Wings diecast model. They do seem to be diecast rather than plastic, which is pretty good. A good variety of selection of cargo kind of ULDs, and I particularly like the ones with the netting. They look pretty cool, and obviously the sort of sports cars you get as well. 2 of each, more or less. It's pretty ideal. The back of the packaging just shows you like roughly what you get, like kind of 1 of each. Do you know what I mean? And then their Instagram, Facebook, where you can follow them, which I do follow them on both Instagram and Facebook. They are planning to release more GSE, which is quite a significant boost, I think, for everybody in certainly 1/400 scale and maybe 1/200 scale. Because GSE nowadays, you know, the prices GSE sells for on eBay is just ridiculous. And I find a lot of my GSE, I try and fit it in well, but I do find a lot of it's mixed and match. Do you know what I mean? It's not all like the same brand or anything. It's kind of mix and match of some are plastic, some are diecast, some are, you know, some may be like 1/500 just to kind of fit in what we're missing in 1/400, or if I haven't been able to get hold of it, and that sort of thing. So hopefully they do fit in quite well. So the actual products themselves are fantastic, I have to say. I really do like the actual product. But the only criticism I have is the packaging. As you can see on each side, we have staples. All I did was use tweezers to not ruin the packaging as such. Just use tweezers, prise the back of them up, and then just sort of lift it off. Now, unfortunately, when you've done that, the packaging doesn't really sort of sit correctly, kind of thing. When you if you want to put all the pieces back together, so I'd advise getting either like a small tub or a little bag, just to put all the pieces in if you ever want to pack it away. Because once you've opened the packaging, I don't think it's secure enough to be keeping all the pieces together, if I'm honest, in the same packaging. So yeah, that's the only downside. I know they've probably done it as like a cheaper option, but it's not for me. The packaging side is not for me at all. But like I say, in terms of actual kind of realism and the way they've done the actual pieces, I can't complain. Like I say, die-cast metal. Can't really argue with that, rather than plastic. So if you don't have any of them and you're considering getting some, then I would recommend getting them. Certainly, I'm obviously keeping an eye out for any more GSE they do announce in the future, which I'm looking forward to. Be nice to get some more GSE if possible, and try and, you know, fit everything into like the same sort of style, I guess, because like I say, it's a lot of mix and match I find currently with GSE, but you know, it is what it is. You make do what you've got, and I guess generally nobody's really gonna bat an eyelid really when it comes to updates. Thanks for watching, guys, and really hope you've enjoyed update number 3, and obviously in a week's time we'll be doing update number 4. Bye for now.